Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East. Let's quickly go through this air turn where I'm again doing nothing. I keep delaying when I'm gonna reorganize that, but you know, you do need to have the time for it, which I currently don't. That's a bit of a problem. As usual, my schedule is super tight, and that means I'm in a bit of trouble when it comes to doing stuff that isn't directly recording. So yeah, that sometimes can make things a bit problematic. Not gonna attack here. I don't really see the use of it at this point. And right, let's see. So I'm expanding the amount of units which are under the 18th Army. That's obviously not good like this because I'm splitting up my units to extend the front line. And 4th Panzer is also suffering from a similar problem. So that's no good. Right, let's just start here. Taking a look whether there are any additional reinforcements. And I don't think there are, but it's good always to try and make sure. There seems to be something going on here, yeah. I got the Fallschirmjäger unit. Let's actually quickly take a look. Balkans is 104, 104 Africa, 113, 101. 103, 108, 102. So we're actually looking fine. Might send more, but it at least gives a little bit of an indication as to how far I'm in now. I also got this Superga Italian units that will be sent over in that direction. I'm going to send the Remke Fallschirmjäger division actually further up north. So they'll be going to Minsk. And let's see if we got any other additional reinforcements. Most likely the answer is no. And indeed it was so. Alright. With all of that said, let's start working on the rail line. So I got starting to work on a rail line from Kirovograd over here. So I don't necessarily have to rail everything all the way around. I do have to take into consideration that I'll very soon have to start sending these forward rail units further ahead. I guess maybe that's also why I can, use these then. I don't need this tiny piece necessarily, but I will at least link Osipenko. And then what I can do is I can link both Zaporozhye here also up with this and then move north. And I'm missing these three, but how much of a problem is that really, right? So they did cross the river here again. I'm gonna have to push them. The question is whether I already want to start doing some things. There are some areas like here. Well, the ground here is heavy mud. I basically have to take very good note of where I could attack and where attacking might not be so much in my benefit. But I think if I take a good look, like this is light mud and this too, I might actually be able to beat these guys. Let's see, because they have attack CV is 13.5, defense CV is 4.7. How good is he? He's not overburdened and he has very good mech as well, 6 infantry. Maybe I can swap him though. He has bad morale, bad initiative, and bad admin. And I don't really need any of that. Let's see. So 7, 5, 6, 6. This is pretty much the same. Quite irrelevant there. But Leap Theobald 6, 6, 7. I guess Yenica might be pretty good. Alright. And it's time to inflict some casualties. Didn't go that well. But another thing that I think is pretty decent about it, at least, is that I can try to push at least back to the river. Of course, it's completely frozen at this stage, but still. Let's take a look at the 6th Army, which units are potentially below 10k, because I think that essentially is critical when it comes to taking a look whether they should be pulled off the line. Something like a 280 98th. You know, they're just straight up not doing well. So let's put you under the 8th Army, or 6th Army, and put you under the 17th. Yeah. So at that point now I can reorganize these guys. Obviously being at 40% strength, that's not exactly what you want to be going through, and now I have at least a 15,000 unit back there. Are they very powerful? No, they're not, but at least I can work with it. Alright. I should be getting some additional infantry there potentially. Also, now that it's mud, there is one other thing that I could do, and I actually think that might work out here. Exactly because of the mud. I'll just split these guys up and do it like that in order to pull the 29th off of half of there. Now, over here, there's still quite a few areas which have light mud. I'm inclined to, at the very least, wait this turn. If we take a look at the weather, we can see that on the ground, not that much changes. Heavy mud there, light mud there, at least for the upcoming few turns. Which means that I'm probably just going to do a few localized attacks. Many of these are at 100. Does that mean that they need further reorganization? Well, most likely they don't. I mean, these panzers, they still have some damaged ones. Yeah, I get that. But I think, at least for all of these... Well, they can actually stay there. Yeah. Is this heavy mud? Yeah, so then I cannot attack. Only if there's light mud I have the potential to maybe get through. Of course, now this is probably heavy mud, yeah. I do need to put something else in there. And again, I would like to at least hold the river so that, you know, during the good weather turns, I can hold that a lot easier than what it is right now. This is light mud, but I cannot beat those guys off of there for the moment. You know, and I'll see what I'm gonna do with them. These guys are still not doing very well. Same for them. I find that very interesting. Their supplies are also extremely poor. Let's actually go for that rail unit here. And here. Unable to connect it this turn, but I will next turn, and then I'll see where I'm gonna put these guys. I should really have a more methodological approach to it for now. So I haven't taken these guys out. What I can do here is, first of all, I want to go by all these units and see whether they have additional support units assigned. It's some of them might, yeah, like here, because they did attacks before. And I should not have that Romanian unit there. I definitely don't want those support units in the respective core type units there, or division type units there. Not that much I can do about it besides the other thing about it is that what I can do is pull units out. So can I actually, well, the fort level is not high enough for some of them. Putting units into static mode will help with trucks. So I could put these guys into static. 10,000 men, they should be fine. Gives me 100 trucks, which does not seem like a whole lot, but you know. Or 200 trucks, every little bit helps. And let's do that. And what I need is I basically need a rail line from here to here, which is kind of silly. Okay. This will allow me to pull off the 290th as well onto the OKH. So that's already the second unit that I can withdraw from here. I'll just have 2 parts of each of a division in every single hex there. I've reached my goal, I've gotten Leningrad, and now it's just the time to dig in. Technically what I could do is build fortification hexes along that line to help out. But it's a lot of AP, and I don't think I need it. One thing that I am gonna do though, is I'm gonna push in here. It's a heavy mud hex, but I think they're gonna retreat, so I can shorten my line in this area. I think that will be quite useful. Because things are a bit weird there at the moment. I can hold this area with these guys just fine, but I'm not super pleased with it. I'm not going to do anything with these guys, although one thing that I do want is the 102nd to go and refit. And what I also need is more rail lines, just a little bit further. Set this to 3 and set this to 3. Then I'll build another depot here, and I'll build another depot here. That's a bit weird, but I do want, even though they have to go by truck through this way, they can then use horse wagons from here as well. And that's kind of the deal. So then I also want to get a depot here in a bit of a weird location. Actually, I just put it in the wrong area. That wastes a point, but that's okay. I'll put it here. I can't. I can only build depots on rail lines, even if they aren't finished. Okay. Fair enough. There is something on the rail line. These. I'll take them off. 8th Panzers. Well, basically I need to think about what I want to do in the upcoming turns. So I've established, well, I don't want to say a reasonable position here. That might be a bit too much, but what their motorized brigade will withdraw. I'll have only those guys. These guys are doing actually pretty fine. I'm gonna take the 250 first, put them in there. Can I put them under the 9th Army? No. Can I put them under the 3rd Panzer Army? Yes, I can. But that's no good. Either way, what that means is that I've been able to push towards the Oka here at least. Cannot attack them there because it's heavy mud. But it puts me a little bit closer to Chula, and it's 15 points, which I'm very close to at the moment. Another thing that is actually pretty interesting is that I might actually, what I think I should be doing is try to create a small pincer movement with armored units from here, moving up towards Plovsk, surrounding Chula, and then basically encircling it, and encircling a few Soviet forces here. What that will do is it will allow me to encircle Soviet units, capture Chula for a well-deserved 15 points, and continue from there. I think that should work pretty well. What that also means is that I should probably Yeah, let's just get you in there. I still need to give you something else. It means that I will have 3 Panzer divisions at the very least that are going to recover at Kaluga in order to get ready for such a Pincer movement. And I'll be looking to withdraw more units at the very least to save Vyazma for the moment, but ideally even better. Let's get you into Zukinishki. Can't get them off right now, but that will basically be what I'll be looking at that point. Now what can I do further? 18,000 men. That was weird indeed. No way that was a good amount. Okay, so now I can also get out 18th motorized. Actually, given the weakness of this area, I'm not that not sure. The Netherlands motorized SS is yeah, let's actually pull both of these out. And do it like that. So now these two can go and recuperate for a bit. Reorganize, etc. 39th motorized. Let's put you on there. I'm gonna need a very big reorganization at some point soon, because I'm making a bit of a mess of it. And well, those problems are not immediately visible, but okay, I need that core in Chula, or in 9th Army, that is, so they can reorganize. These guys, basically, they're not going to do anything. As it is currently, they're going to go to Western Europe. I might just as well send them there now, because they're just going to be stuck in Veliki Luki for the moment. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Currently, this unit in Durovo can just as well rest and refit. And I still have the 256th, which I think should also refit, but let's put them under the 3rd Panzer Army at least. Okay. So, with that said and done, the thing is, in order to do that, I'm gonna need some armored units there, obviously. And the sad part is that I just send a couple of units somewhere else. Another thing is that I could technically try to go for a much bigger encirclement, driving from here up until Voronezh and then trying to move my way up. If I can basically cut off the rail here, if I can cut off the rail in the rear, they will have a lot of trouble getting out. They will be a lot bigger, basically like this and this. It would delay any attack on something like Stalingrad. For sure. Or I could have two simultaneous attacks with one smaller force in here, which might be a bit better. And since these guys are already on that train, let's just get them there. And can I actually move them normally? I could. But there's no need. I would think that 3 armored divisions would be enough. So I'm just gonna send these 3 and let them refit there. And if I let Reinhardt take care of that, they'll should be good enough. So then that's the 41st Motorized Corps, and I'll put all of them under it. And then I do have this armored unit, which can go into the 24th Motorized. Okay. I think a smaller attack suits this better, because if I go for a very big one, yeah, that that just takes too long. Okay, let's take a look here at some units. Looking relatively healthy, except the 267th. That's a definite pullout, and get them on refit. Not that much has to be changed here, except that the 134th should be put under the 6th Corps. Okay. I think none of these guys are doing that poorly. The one thing that I do like is that these guys are doing okay. I have all these infantry brigades, but the infantry brigades are bigger than the division, almost. What are they gonna do? Where's their TOE? Let's actually read it. In January 1942, the Germans demanded more Hungarian forces, and most Hungarian infantry brigades were reclassified as light divisions. The TOE, however, remained largely unchanged. The brigade was renamed the 13th Light Division. The Hungarian government reluctantly agreed to support the Germans' 1942 summer offensive Fall Blau and allocated the division as part of the Hungarian 2nd Army to the task. Each light division in the 2nd Army was reinforced with 3 battalions from sister divisions in Hungary, but nonetheless each division was only slightly larger than half the size of its German counterparts. 2nd Army's role in the offensive was to guard the German northern flank on the Don River. During the Stalingrad campaign, the 2nd Army suffered over 60% casualties, but was generally able to retreat in good order. As part of a general reorganization of the Hungarian army after Stalingrad, the 13th Light Division was merged with other units and renamed the 13th Infantry Division. The division was banned in November 1944. Sure. Let's do a little bit of organization here. Because the army is in here. And pretty much all of the HQs should be under the 2nd Hungarian Army. So we have divisions. Let's also separate the HQs for a bit. Okay. Let's take a look at the best units. This is a... Also, let's just see what's relevant. So, these guys are 6-4-5-5. 6-4-5-5. 6 for 5, 5. And these guys have changed more on admin, but it doesn't really matter. This guy is significantly worse, the 3rd Hungarian. Let's keep them separate. So I'll try to put everything under these 3 corps for the moment. I also don't think there are a whole lot of guys that are actually better. I believe all of them have 3 mech. He's pretty good at air though. Anyway, let's put these 2 under the 8th corps. Oh, that's the 7th. That's fine. Can still put you under the 8th. They are now at 9, and then I have the 7th Hungarian Corps. Over here. And what I can then do is I can much better divide the support units that I have by just stripping the empty HQs completely bare. Nope. Wow. Anyway, these guys are empty. The 4th Hungarian Corps has now 1 unit, so I do need to empty that. I'll also send all of these to the 2nd Hungarian Army for the moment, so I can divide it later. I have no clue how many I have, so in order to organize that well, okay, let's see. We have 4 core HQ. This is still 0. 4 240mm howitzers, huh? Okay, but they don't actually have that many support units. Let's see if I can snag a few from the Hungarian High Command. I could potentially do that. No. You can. Independent Hungarian Artillery, Heavy Artillery Battalion. Why are they independent? I don't like independence in my army. I certainly don't, but that gives me a little bit more. So all right, we got that reorganized quite nicely. And then I only need to get that one support unit from there, and then next turn I'll switch those support units left and right as well. A very good reason why I'd want to beat those guys off of there. If I'm gonna go down, I would really not like them to have heavy defenses. So, all in all, that will serve me quite well, I think. No. Let's keep you on refit then. Yeah. How are these guys doing? 72, 55. Okay. And then these guys ain't looking too bad. Certainly did do them a whole quite well actually. So I'll kind of do the same trick here. I'll put one of those guys on refit and let the Romanians help out somewhere else. Now at least the river is only partially frozen. This is a heavy mod hex. Yeah. They're only at 5,000 men. One thing I could do, which is probably better, is move in the North SS Mountain Division over to this 5,000 man unit. Are they as powerful? No. They're not. Sad as it is, I so kind of need to put a Panzer division in there. Okay. You know, what I'm gonna do here is, I think what is probably the best at the moment is just reorganizing for the moment, and I'm gonna do a little bit more reorganization off screen before I actually push the button and ship it back to the Soviets. Soviet turn is probably going to be quite small, or they're probably not going to do a whole lot. So I wouldn't expect anything crazy. I think, though, that what I am going to do is I'm going to end the video here. And I'll ship it over to the next one. Thanks for watching for now. Take care, and bye-bye.